Hello and welcome to this Microsoft Power Apps session for finance and operations users. Amanda here from marketing, and I'm joined by our finance and operations technical architect, Vladimir, and he's going to run us through a quick, easy and low-cost digitization of business processes through the use of Power Apps. So over to you, Vlad.
Thanks, Amanda. So welcome everyone to this webinar. We are going to talk about the Power Apps for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance Operations. My name is Vladimir Senich. I am a technical architect within Finance and Operations team working for Microchannel. And I'm doing finance operations more than 10 years, but I'm really excited of what is happening lately with this introduction of Power Apps from Microsoft. So I hope that I will be able to share some of the excitement with you. So the agenda for today is really simple. We are going to first just quickly go and introduce the Power Platform and Power Apps. And after that, we are going to talk more about extending finance operations using Power Apps. And we are going to show a simple scenario and demo, how that can be done. And at the end, we will have some questions and answers. So please ask your questions in the chat. All right, so before I talk about the Power Platform, I just want to tell you like why this is more and more relevant nowadays. As you all know, we live in a quite different world comparing to a few months back, and all the businesses are being disrupted with this pandemic, and there is a even more need of the businesses to digitalize, to go online, to kind of innovate how they are doing their businesses. The digital transformation that we were talking about many times, it's not anymore an option. Now it's a necessity, it's a need. Businesses need to adapt if they want to sustain and survive these circumstances. So that's why here Microsoft Power Platform comes into the picture as a low-code application development platform, which allows you quickly to build and automate things. And not only that, this application low-code platform is the single one which spans across the entire Microsoft stack, which means through Office 365, Dynamics 365, all Azure services, and as well can be used to build standalone applications. So the main four products as of now of this platform are Power BI, which allows you to analyze your data and then by analyzing your data, you can act. This is where the Power Apps are coming into picture for rapid application development. And then you can as well automate your business processes using the Power Automate. And the newest addition on the platform is the Power Virtual Agents, which are used for creating chatbots without any code. So this is low-code platform. It allows you to rapidly develop without writing a low code. All this has been powered and backed by Common Data Service, which is extensive data platform, but it's not only a data platform, it has all these capabilities of for modeling and advanced security building, and as well allows you to have this kind of environment management and solution for easily application lifecycle management. As well, we need to mention the set of connectors, which are reaching almost 300, which allows you to connect with all sorts of other systems. So not only Microsoft products, but as well other systems like Salesforce, SAP, and many more. Plus, you can connect with your on-premise legacy systems using the data gateway. And the AI Builder, which comes with some already existing AI models, which Microsoft is shipping within the Power Platform, which allows you to infuse artificial intelligence in your solution. And of course, all this is as well connected with the Dynamics 365 set of products, Office 365, and Azure services, which makes it as a single integrated solution for solving enterprise business needs in a fast and rapid way. And that's why it's so important now even more. So this platform is provided from Microsoft as a service. What does it mean? That means that since it's managed by Microsoft, you don't have to worry about scalability or hosting or uptime and that kind of things. Plus, since this is provided as a service, Microsoft is shipping almost every month as new features, and you're getting it automatically, so you don't have to worry about installations and any kind of configurations as such. So some of the new and exciting features which were announced 2 weeks back on the Business Application Summit, which are related with Power Apps, for example, is introduction of the mixed reality. So you can now, this is still in preview, but it will come in general availability soon. So you can now use the Power Apps to build kind of mixed reality applications where you can mix the virtual and the physical. Okay, we'll talk more about that later. So now, just quickly, the benefits, which some of them I already mentioned. The benefits of using Power Apps is, first of all, this is very rapid development platform, which means you can quickly develop your business applications, and that with that it will lower your investment in developing such applications. You can build seamlessly with using all the Microsoft services. Plus, as I mentioned, you can connect with all sorts of other systems, which gives you this extensibility of your existing systems that you are using. So Power Apps. The Power Apps are rapid application development platform. They come into three types: Canvas apps, model, and portal. They are kind of powered by the common data service that we explained. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, and as well the connectors that I mentioned. So you can as well connect to the on-premise data sources, which means to any of your legacy systems or any of the on-premise systems from Microsoft that you have. I'm going to now talk a little bit more into detail of all these types and what they are used for. So the Canvas apps, where we have full control on the design, so we have control on every pixel. Then the model-driven apps, where we are using the other way around through modeling your data entities and producing user interface, and the Power Apps portals, which are external facing websites. So the Canvas apps, this is where you have full design control of every pixel that you want to build. So these are really meant for design perfect scenarios where you wanna you wanna display exactly all the components as you have in mind. This allows you the Canvas apps as well allows you to use all the existing connectors, so you can connect with the existing systems. So the Canvas apps are important as well for finance and operations, because we can use them to embed and extend the existing functionality of finance operations, and that's what we are going to show. But it's not only that. Canvas apps can be as well standalone apps, which means can run on your mobile, on your tablet, or on any mobile device. So, and this, you don't have to install them on your iPhone or on your Android phone. You just download the Power Apps app which is available on App Store or Google Play, and that uses as a player where you can have inside as many as you want of these power apps. Plus, additional thing is that these Canvas apps can be embedded within Microsoft Teams. And not only that, now Microsoft is making this design capabilities within Teams. So you can build your Canvas apps within Teams, within Microsoft Teams. So you don't have to go and open the Power Apps Designer. You can build your app within Teams. So that's coming as next. The model-driven apps, on the other hand, is something which is more of they are backed by the common data service, which means you need the common data service in order to create model-driven app. So here the user interface is kind of provided to you by the actual framework. So you are just concentrating on creating your entities and modeling them and making all this relationship between your entities. When I'm saying entities, I'm talking about your accounts, your sales orders, purchase orders, things like that. And you are more focused on modeling data will look like entity decided, and you allow the actual build this native UX, which is very familiar with all the Dynamics 365 products. So this is universal interface across Dynamics 365 business applications, and the actual Dynamics 365 customer engagement apps like sales, marketing, field service, they are actually model-driven apps. So, but they are standard apps being built by Microsoft, but they are model-driven apps. So same as for the Canvas apps, this as well can be, these are standalone apps, can be accessed either on the web or it can be accessed through available app in the App Store and Google Play, which now it's being consolidated. So previously you need different app to access Canvas and different app to access model driven. Now this is consolidated within one single player. So you can run your Canvas or model driven apps on your mobiles with one single player. And then at the end, the portals. So the portals, the purpose of the portals is to communicate with your external users. So what does it mean? All these previous mentioned apps are kind of deployed and used within your organization. So, but as we know, businesses, they have need to communicate with their external parties, like for example, with the suppliers. So in order to provide, or their users or whatever. So in order to give that functionality out of the box, Power Portals were introduced, and they are external facing websites, and you can use a number of identity providers to authenticate those users, so you make sure that whoever is accessing your system you are aware of and it's been authenticated and you have provided access to. Same, they are based on the CDS and are actually connecting and getting the data from the common data service. So this is mainly the three types of Power Apps that are currently available within the Power Platform. So next one, I'm going to now talk about how can we extend finance and operation Canvas apps. So just to repeat again, that the Canvas app can be developed as a standalone app, which will communicate with your finance operations, but can be as well used as an embedded app within your finance operations to extend the functionality of the finance operations. And this is the scenario that we are going to show today. So we have a simple scenario, and the requirements are we are having one of our customers who which is like selling outdoor equipment, for example, and with all these strange things which happened lately, they needed to kind of move their business online, and they need to integrate with external courier system that they are using to ship their orders. So at this moment, they don't have like a fancy e-commerce solution, so they needed something which quick so their sales representatives can quickly go and get the quotes from the for the delivery charges from that external courier system, and as well to be able to quickly trace the orders that they are being shipped with this courier. So these are very simple requirements, and just to highlight that if we say that we are going to solve this without the Power Platform and the Power Apps with the native development within the ERP, this will take a much longer time, and plus you need to have a resource who is capable of developing like X++ code, plus you need to have a resource who knows how to integrate with external systems, know how to do authentications, call of different APIs, things like that. And as well, once you develop that app, in order you to deploy that app into your production system, you need to go through the whole cycle of stopping your, first of all, you need to test it, then stop your production system, so which means you interrupt your business, do the deployment, and that should be done usually overnight. And the whole process takes much longer, and that's why it's much more expensive. And that's why using the Power Apps for this kind of solutions makes much more sense. So now I'm going to just show you how this process looked before we implemented the Power App, extending finance operations for this client, and after that. So I'm going to switch now into my browser. So this is the Fastway Couriers is the external courier system that this client is using. So in order the customer service representative to get a quote for the delivery charges for some order, they need to first of all open their website, logging over here, and then key in all this information, like from where the order is starting to where is it going, the postcode, the weight, the dimension of the shipment, to put all this information here, then to generate the quote, get the actual value of that quote, and then go back into the ERP system and enter that information there. So that's, as you can see, it's like going back and forth between your ERP and this courier system. And later on, if they want to track the order, they need to come again to the system, log over here, key in the tracking number, get the tracking, see where exactly is the order, get all this information, and then inform their clients. So as you can see, again, they need to shift back and forth between the actual ERP system and the external courier website. So in order to kind of integrate FNO with this external system and to have everything into finance operations, we have developed an app which is pretty much simple. It looks like this, where you have like just 3 screens here where you are getting some information about the customer. Then you can get the quote, track, and then we're just here displaying the tracking history, and here some quote information. So as you can see now, this is empty because I'm just showing you the app. So once you have built this app, the next thing, and I'm going to show you now how easy it is to just take this app and embed. I'll talk a little bit later about how it's been built, just to show you how quickly it is to just take this app and embed in finance operations. So now I'm back into my ERP system. I'm sure that you all have seen how finance operations looks like. So this is finance operations. I am in the accounts receivable module, and this is list of my sales orders. So I'm just going to take one of the sales orders that I have over here. And within this sales order screen where I have all the information about the sales order, if I want to embed a Power App, what I need to do is just press on the personalize, and then over here to press add an app from Power Apps. Once I click on this one, I need to select where I want this app to be embedded. So I can embed it within the form here, or for example, I can embed it over here in the main menu. So I just put my name of the app and application ID that I can find within the Power App. Every Power App has unique ID, so I just put the ID here, and I'm just here going to select what exactly am I passing as a parameter for this app. I'll pass just my sales order number, and then press insert. I'm not going to do this now because I already embedded it, but just wanted to show you how easy it is. So once you put all this like three information and you press insert, your app is immediately available over here. So quote and track is the app that I showed you. So before I open the app, I just want to show you, we have here a simple sales order for a client, a root trade, which has a business address in Victoria. It is a simple sales order with just one single line, and this line is like a mountain bike tire. And if I show you this item, we have here the information about the dimensions and the weight of this particular item. So we will need this information in order to generate the quote. So imagine now if we don't have this integration, as I showed you earlier, you need to take all this information from here. So open your ERP system, get these values here about the dimension and weight, and go back to the courier portal, enter those information, then key in this address and get the quote. Then from that website, come here and create another additional line for that particular charges. So as you can see, it's really back and forth, and it's not really optimal process. So this is where Power Apps are good at. So now, if I open my quote and track app that I showed you, this is how it looks like once it's been embedded. So it is using, as I mentioned earlier, these existing connectors to connect with your existing systems, which means it is using already available connector for finance operations to retrieve the data. So I just passed that sales order ID to the app, and the app was able to find that particular, using the connector, that particular customer, that's the sales order and the address, right? So once I have this information here, now what I can do is, like when I'm firstly creating the order, I just want to know how much it will cost this to be shipped to that particular address. So I just want to get the quote from the external courier system. So when I pressed get the quote, what the app is doing in the back is calling Power Automate, which is communicating with that external system and passing all the necessary information like the address and the dimensions, which I showed you on the item, to get that quote. And then I can just simply view that quote, and it says, these are the dimensions that you passed to me. This is the weight. And based on the service that you're using, standard delivery from your address where this company is, and currently this has been set up in South Melbourne. The client is, the client that is using the ERP is set up in South Melbourne. So from South Melbourne to Paran, it will cost you $12 to ship this. So if I'm okay with that, I can say apply charges, and if I apply the charges, I will show you that later on. But sometimes you can change your mind. And just to show you that this is a real-time data and this how quick it is to change things and communicate. For example, the client has decided, or we realized that we made a mistake, that this client has additional address, business address as well. So they want this to be shipped into New South Wales in North Sydney instead of Paran. So I'm just going to come here and update my address, save this one, and now I'm just going to open again the app. So as you see, I'm not leaving my ERP. Everything is within ERP. I updated the address within the ERP. And now if I get the quote, like even if you see now, I'm seeing the different address now. So using that connector, the app is already aware that I have updated that address of delivery address for this particular sales orders. So now when I say view my quote, I will see now that now, because I'm shipping to New South Wales, this has been increased to $22.99. So now I'm okay with that, and I will say apply charges. So instead of manually entering the line, what I will do, I'll just press apply charges. The app in the back will take this information, will find again using that existing connector for finance and operations, and it will create that particular charge line. If I now refresh my sales order, I will see that this line over here, delivery charges, is being created, and I will see that $22.99 was added to the order as additional delivery charges. So now my order is ready, and I can ship it and I can invoice it to the client. The next thing is, like, whenever we want to check the tracking, where is this? So let's assume now that this has been already shipped and we have this tracking number available for this order, and we want to know what's the status of our order, where is it exactly. So again, instead of taking this number from here, going into the external system where I need to key in the information and get that, I just use this, again, my app within my ERP, and just pressing track, which will communicate in real time with the external system. So this is fetching real-time data from the external system and showing me what is the actual status and how the order is progressing with the delivery. So I can inform my client what's the status and what to expect. Or if there is an issue, I can act. So as you can see, it's much easily done within the application instead of going back and forth between the ERP and the external system. So how this is done? So for this app, which is very simple one, it's done only within, I mean, I developed it just in few hours. Imagine if you need to do this with the native ERP development, like if you want to build this kind of functionality within here. So it will take for sure a week or more to do that kind of stuff. So if you see here, the data sources that I'm using, like what I mentioned, we have already available those connectors. So if I just show you here, as you can see, these are already available connectors, and there are almost 300 connectors that you can use to connect with the external systems. So we use the one which is for Dynamics Finance Operations to get that particular order information and that item information, like weight, dimensions, so we can pass it to that external system. So once we have that connection over here, the data sources, and I can just map it to my controls just by saying this is my form, and just want to use that sales order header, and I can just simply add any kind of field that I want, which is from the fields that I see over here in my sales screen. So all the fields are available to me to edit into my app. And as you can see, this is just drag and drop things and just simply configuration and changing of the properties. You don't have to write any single line of code to do that. Or even when you need to write something as a code, let me show you how that looks like. that looks like something like this, something like Excel functions that we are already familiar with. So we can achieve all this simple functionality. I mean, we can achieve this advanced functionality with just simply typing something which looks very similar to Excel. And the whole creation of the app looks pretty much easily like you are working and creating a PowerPoint slide. Just dragging and dropping things all over your canvas and putting all these sorts of properties. So this is how easy it is to build. And how do we communicate with that external system? As I said, that's using Power Automate. So on any of the buttons, like for example, if we take this one, we will see that it's running, or for example, this one over here, it is get tracking info flow, and I'm just passing my order ID to that flow. So same as for the Power App, how the creation of flow looks like, similar, really easy, low code, just drag and drop components. I can select from any of already available 300 plus connectors and all the actions. So which means there are a lot of there, and it's just adding those building blocks. And for example, here I'm just getting from the Power App my order ID, and I'm just once I want to get the tracking, I'm just passing here my tracking number and getting that information and just simply passing it back to the app. So everything is done through this kind of modeling and simple low-code functions where I don't have to worry and do heavy development. That's why it is so easy and fast to be done and implemented. Okay, so back to the slides. To just reiterate about the benefits and why this is important is just because we can use this type of Power Apps and the whole Power Platform to create a new functionality which currently does not exist in your ERP system, and it's not even meant to be there. Like, you don't want to implement this kind of functionality within the ERP because tomorrow you might change your career system, or you might implement your e-commerce system. So you don't want to invest building that functionality within your ERP system. You just want to extend your ERP system use in a fast way using the Power Apps and Power Platform. And as you can see, you can automate all your business processes so you can make it more efficient for your people to work, and as well improve your profit with that. Plus, with this kind of Power Apps, you can increase user adoption by simplifying some of the existing processes or screens or functionalities that you already have. And as we saw, you can really business specific need, because not every company will have, not every customer will have a need of creating app as such like we did. So this is really to target your business specific need, because we know that your business is unique. So this is mainly what I have to say about the extending finance operations with Power Apps.